Welcome back to HQ. We might be hitting pause on the W, but we are not stopping the action. The All-Star game taking place this weekend in Phoenix. Of course, the 11-time All-Star Diana Taurasi will be in attendance, but so will Caitlin Clark in her first season as an All-Star, her first season in the W period. She is on pace, ladies and gentlemen, to do something we really haven't seen in a long time. She already has the first triple-double for a rookie recorded earlier in the week. She also has the most assists in a single game. These are just some of the things that she could do post All-Star break. She's on pace for 684 points. That would be the second most by a rookie. 327 assists. She has 213 on the season already. And of course, her iconic three-point shooting. She is on pace for 109. That would also be the most for a rookie in WNBA's history. So let's talk more about the All-Star action with our All-Stars, Terriika, Ayala, and Terrika Foster-Brasby, joining us now from Phoenix at the Footprint Center. Ladies, obviously we're going to get to Caitlin Clark in a little bit here, but we have to kind of talk about the vibes. Tell us what you've been seeing out there. What is the action looking like in Phoenix for this All-Star weekend?
Well, the stars are definitely out, Terrika. It has been fun to, of course, catch up with our colleagues, to see everyone who's here, which includes, of course, USA Basketball, actually 3x3 doing some media right now. We'll have Team USA here a little bit later, so I think it's been great.
Yeah, it's been an incredible vibe. The stars are definitely out, and people are coming in today in drones. So it's not just necessarily the players that are here, but the fans are already trickling in. WNBA Live has been set up for the fan experience, so we're looking forward to a fun weekend.
Obviously, the fans, a lot of them are there to see Caitlin Clark in person. And we have to talk about the rookie season that she's had so far, ladies. I mentioned it, 213 assists on the year so far. That's already the most in Fever franchise history. And we still have a whole half of basketball still left to play, 18 games on the schedule. So, Terrika, I'll come to you first here. When you look at what Caitlin Clark has done this year, just the evolution of her game to this point, can you sort of put into perspective the history that she's chasing?
Yeah, well, I think what makes what she's doing so amazing and so unique is the fact that, you know, there were a lot of questions around how her game would translate when she got to the WNBA. There were a lot of people, and myself included, who said, hey, this transition period may take a little time and we offer her the grace that she needs. Well, she did that, and now she's taking it by storm. She's finding her comfortability. She's understanding that one of the things about her game that makes her different is her ability to pass the ball and her ability to get out there in front of it and get her teammates more involved. You can see the more that she's starting to do that, the more is not only she getting her teammates more involved and the Fever are being more successful, but she's now putting herself in a position to be the first rookie in WNBA history to set a precedent like this.
It's really been amazing to see her find her stride, which is exactly what a lot of the veterans, the legends of the WNBA were saying coming in, not just about Caitlin Clark, but about this rookie class who we know has really transformed the league, and the legends will be the first to say that. But I like what you said about Caitlin Clark, again, settling into her game, and as Caitlin Clark goes, Indiana goes as well. But also, I want to make sure we give a shout out to Aaliyah Boston, because her being a comfort, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston being able to play off of each other has also very much helped the Indiana Fever, and they've gotten some big wins in the first half of the season.
It's always fun to see them at media availability post-game where they're kind of just poking fun at one another. Caitlin doesn't like to talk about herself, and Aaliyah is so good about making sure that Caitlin gets her flowers. It's been a fun transition there in Indianapolis. Now, I know a lot of fans were looking forward to seeing both Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu go head-to-head in the three-point contest. It's something we've been waiting for since Caitlin got to college, but as we know, those two have opted out of the three-point contest. Terriika, I would just love to know maybe the fan reaction that you're seeing in Phoenix, or maybe even on social media, to not getting to see these two stars go head-to-head.
I think it's understandable that fans are a little bit curious. When we saw the list that Caitlin Clark and, of course, Sabrina Ionescu not on that list, I think, though, if I step back after a little bit of the shock, and, you know, personally, of course, we wanted to see them compete, but I think with Sabrina, seeing how she's played with the New York Liberty down the stretch, the New York Liberty, just in general, haven't felt that they really had their three-point shot where they wanted it, and that's been something that Ionescu has talked a lot about. And we also have to remember, she will be very soon a first-time Olympian, and I get the sense that she really wants to focus there. Now, on the side of Caitlin Clark, we have been talking about her. Everyone has been talking about her. There's so many high expectations. We haven't spoken to Caitlin yet, but if I had to guess, some of it is also just reflecting on where she is and how much she just wants to enjoy All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, I actually think that probably is the bigger thing for me, that this is your first time here as an All-Star. You get, something that a lot of rookies don't have an opportunity to do, and that's to be an All-Star in your first season. And so it feels like this is probably that moment where you want to enjoy, you want to take it all in, you want to see what you can look forward to, aspiring to continue to do, as we have several multi-time All-Stars here. But I also think, like, to your point, it also comes with a risk, right? And when you're starting to find your stride and you're starting to do well, and you're also getting ready to take some time off to get your body right into rest, considering that this was a grueling first start of the season from a schedule perspective for Indiana. It makes a lot of sense that Caitlin will kind of just want to observe. You ever been that new person and you're just like, I'm just going to peep the room first, and then I'll jump right in. So maybe next year.
Yeah, let's give her a chance to soak it all in, to both of your points. On that same conversation, though, Terrika, who are some names that fans should be looking forward to in that three-point contest?
Well, I will say I'm excited to see Marina Mabry, right? And I know that Marina is going to bring out all of the eyes because, one, she was just included in a very, non-traditional trade. You don't typically see those types of moves made in the WNBA midseason, but you just did. And so giving her an opportunity to really come out there and show that she still has it. She's someone who has been known to shoot at a high clip. She's actually been the person to shoot over 50% of Chicago's three-pointers this season to start. So it is going to be exciting to see Marina in that three-point contest.
Indeed. I think Marina is great. I also think it's fun that Jonquel Jones is returning to the three-point contest. Was in the three-point contest in the year that she won MVP. So I think that's going to be exciting. And we know that the bigs in the league for a while have been talking about, like, they could shoot from the perimeter too. And as we start to see that open up even in regular season play, I think this is just going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be fun to see Jonquel Jones shoot threes because, to your point, with the big players there on the court, we're not expecting them to shoot threes, but she shoots nearly 40% from three-point land, so she's definitely going to be exciting. Of course, Sabrina won last year's contest, breaking both the W and the NBA records for most with 37 points, so we will miss her. But we will see both Sabrina and Caitlin suit up in that All-Star game. They're taking on Team USA. Kind of set the scene for us, Terrika, in this one. You got Cheryl versus Cheryl from a coaching standpoint. What can we expect in this matchup?
Well, one thing I know is that Team WNBA actually takes this game seriously because this is not just a fun expedition opportunity, but it's also an opportunity for this team to really prep Team USA to chase after their 9th gold medal. It is going to be incredibly important for them to make sure that they give them the true test. I mean, the WNBA is billed as the best women's basketball league in the world, and so now this is an opportunity for those players to be involved in making sure that Team USA is ready and prepared to take on the world as they enter the Olympics in a few days.
To your point, Terrika, I was at an event and Candace Parker was actually talking about that and what she was expecting, and that this is a preparation for Team USA, and the fact that a lot of people feel that USA basketball could field 3 teams and win gold, silver, and bronze in an Olympic tournament, and that is because of the talent in the WNBA. We know that these are players that want to have Team USA meet success before and have that challenge to be able to meet success when they're in the Olympics, but there's also some pride. We have seen this format before, and Arike Ogunbowale actually won MVP when Team USA faced Team WNBA in 2021.
Yeah, I would add to that too, Haley, just the fact that there are some rivalries within the mix of Team USA and Team WNBA. You have Alyssa Thomas that's going to be facing off against her fiance, Delana Bonner. You've got teammates, Kayla McBride, that's going to be facing off against Nafisa Collier. So if for nothing else, bragging rights is absolutely on the line.
Could you imagine the car ride home if you're there with your fiance and you're just talking mess about how much you beat them in the game? That's something that I would sign sign up for. By the way, Team USA is favored in this one, but just by 5.5, so it could go either way. We remember when Team W won the contest, to your point, Erica, back in 2021 behind Agumbawale's 26 points. So we are excited for that one this Saturday. As both of you mentioned, though, it is, of course, the final Team USA tune-up before they hit the road to Paris. We know how dominating the red, white, and blue has been at the Olympics, guys. A 55-game win streak, 7 straight gold medal outings. So winning is clearly the standard for this team, Erica. What will it take for this year's squad to maintain that standard in Paris?
And it starts this weekend. We talked about how much this is going to be a prepping ground. Unlike other federations that will have their Olympians, including some WNBA players, take the months leading up to the games to build that chemistry. Yep. Team USA is doing it, to use a hockey term, on the fly. And so getting these repetitions against Team WNBA, who again is going to be fierce competition, this is critically important. So head coach Cheryl Reeve is going to be, I think, whether it's through practice, whether it's through the exhibition, they will also play Germany in London in a few days. It's really going to be about setting the rotations and setting the expectations.
Yeah, I would also just quickly add to that I think that is why it was so important for fans and others to understand that before this team was selected, there were opportunities for them to bond, for them to gel, for them to play together, and that went into the decision of who was actually going to be a part of this team. Having continuity, having chemistry is incredibly important, specifically because you do not have a lot of time to prepare, and there is very marginal room for error as it relates to making sure that you achieve gold in the Olympics. So I think that Cheryl Reeve is the kind of head coach who knows exactly what to get out of her players, and there are some first-time All-Stars, but definitely some repeats who know what it means to be Olympians, who know what it means to play on that stage. So I think Team USA is going to be okay.
They're going to be just fine. Ladies, we are 10 days away from that Olympic opener on July 29th, but we are so excited to check in with you guys throughout the weekend at All-Star festivities. Terrika, Foster-Brasby, and Ayala always doing such good work for us. Taking a look at the upcoming women's basketball schedule for Team USA. Of course, they've got that opener against Team W Saturday at 8:30. They have July 23rd, Germany at 3 o'clock Eastern, and then group play will begin July 29th. Japan, Belgium, and Germany all in their group.